Welcome to an overview of the PeopleSmart Human Resources Employee Lifecycle System. In the PeopleSmart Steps to Success, which is just one of the Smart Edge systems, of course the others are management, marketing, people, technology, finance, facilities, risk, and inspiration. All of them have smart steps to success, but we're focused on the PeopleSmart and the employee lifecycle system. As you can see, this is a progression 1 through 8 of an employee or a key staff or manager's progression through your organization from the time that they are sourced and hired in, where they fit on the organizational chart, their positions, position agreements and evaluations, their education, their compensation or pay systems, communication, and exit warnings or dismissal. All of this fits in to the human resources system, or the employee recruitment and lifecycle apps. As you'll see here, we try to keep everything in a simple 1, 2, 3 steps. And over on the left, you can see here where it's external hiring or internal hiring. Either way, step 1 for external hiring is an application called HireSmart, where you design with our template your application, the reference checking, the oral or online interview, and the actual work sample prior to hiring them or in the hiring process. This develops a URL or a link that you can put anywhere. You can put it on your website, on your Facebook page, or any social media outlet. One of the softwares that are applications that seek out employers, whether it's something like LinkedIn, or whether it's ZipRecruiter, or any of the others that you may be using to source people for hire. So you can put it anywhere, put it on a college job board, and the link then brings them into your system and starts tracking them through their application process, reference checking, preparing them for oral interview, and taking their work sample in our industry. So that's from the outside. That's step 1. Step 2 here would be to integrate them with the PeopleSmart system, and step 3 is to get them into the employee lifecycle system, which I'll show you in a moment. Or you may be hiring from the inside, internal hiring. And that may be junior staff or coaches in training or youth staff or whatever you might call that. Especially for those that are below 18, it's very important that we have a tracking system on what they're doing, what they've agreed to, what their parents have agreed to, and their training, mentoring, etc. Again, we're trying to look at how do we defend ourselves in case of if there's legal action, whether it's through HR or whether it's through technical questions or insurance claims. We want to make sure that we are doing this right, so we do document all of this. It's also, of course, for the employee journey. And again, the youth staff, when they come in, the goal is to unite them with the existing staff and elevate them to where they can take a class themselves and instruct. So you see the external through HireSmart, integrate with PeopleSmart. In internal, your youth staff, unite with the existing staff. But either way, step 3 is the employee lifecycle system to monitor their entire journey and experience. Now, what does that look like exactly? Well, we're glad you asked. So the lifecycle system is again something that you customize, but it includes a lot of incredible features. One is there's a forms upload and download center customized for you the way you'd like to do it. There's all of your onboarding and smart systems for that. In this particular case, this is just again a template where you'd have a welcome. You can change any of these, add your own logos, add your own videos, do whatever you want to spice it up. But for world class onboarding, the hiring phase is generally 1 to 2 weeks, orientation phase up to a month, onboarding phase up to 3 months, and you might have some additional ways you do this. One of the great features of the employee life cycle is that each and every person has a copy of your handbook. You do this once and put your digital handbook in once, and any changes you make over the course of the year, everybody automatically receives it. It's updated there. And you can see how we've laid this out. You may lay yours out differently. Of course, it can be adapted. These things can be taken out, changed, added to, etc. But once you do it, you have an online version of this, and that means that the people in your employ will be signing off on that digitally every 365 days, or even more frequent if you've changed important sections. So that's the digital handbook. Another great feature here is the employee positions and evaluations. So you may want to put your own classifications in this section, but whether it's instructional staff or office staff or management staff, every position agreement we ever have for them is uploaded to this. Every evaluation we ever have over time, no matter where they morph to or rise to, so it's totally logged and tracked there with your customized forms. Fantastic feature is the certificate tracker, and these are just a few samples. What this means is that if you're tracking things like first aid, safe sport, risk management, other technical training that either we have or you have, and you want to put in here from the outside, any of these certificate trackers in any of these different areas, for example, let's take CPR, for example. If we were to look at this and see what it looks like online, what it means is you can upload this in either PDF or Word document. If somebody's got their certificate, they can simply drop it in, or they can paste a link to the certificate. If it's from the outside somewhere, they can take a picture of it and drop an image in. They can set the date it was issued and the date it's valid for, and it will notify both you and them a certain time period before, maybe 2 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever you wish, that that certificate is going to expire. Incredibly valuable. Another great item here on this is the compensation and education overview. You may wish to put your compensation system and educational correlations to that, if there's a relationship between education and compensation, any benefit options. But the compensation history is anytime you increase someone's compensation, whether it's hourly, salary, benefits, it's recorded over time, as are the company internal recognition awards. And finally, when it comes down to an employee either departing, either voluntarily or involuntarily, or there's a fire or termination, all that documentation is there as well. So that is the employee lifecycle system that will be customized for you. And this overview, now you can see that makes a little bit more sense. Again, hiring from the external, we have an app for that called HireSmart. Hiring internally or training internally, we have an app for that called Youth Staff Training System, and it all flows through to the employee lifecycle system that you have for each and every person. Thanks for joining us on the overview. Take care.